Good morning. Hey, so I know a couple of you guys have been asking me about what's in my cup. And if you've seen one of my first videos, you will know that I'm a huge fan of mushroom coffee. Um, that's what I'm on right now. I'm loving it. So, yeah, if you want to know what's in my cup, it's mushroom coffee. Today, I woke up with the feeling that, as we're going into the new year, I really felt compelled to speak with you guys about preventative measures. And when I say preventative measures, it stems from a lot of things. First, I recently discovered, do you know who Russell Brand is? I was watching one of his videos recently and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. It's like, what world do we live in, right? For a while, I had been hearing that there were these there's this attack on fertility on the planet. Like someone wants to prevent humans from having babies so that we have to depend on babies that are made in laboratories. And I don't know, I guess you call it test tube babies, or I don't know, but there's studies and there's written articles about how they have now created and developed a womb, a woman's womb that's not attached to a woman. And I guess it does all the same things as a human body would do, as a woman's womb would do when carrying a baby. I don't even know how to explain this. So basically, they've created an artificial womb that can develop a human baby. And I guess you just kind of plug in your DNA and there you have it. And this is actually something that's real. This isn't made up. This isn't make believe. This is happening. And so what's happening is, from what I'm gathering, is they are constantly putting stuff in our food that will lower testosterone levels, lower fertility levels. They're supposedly pumping microplastics into the air that are affecting fertility levels in men and women. And it's like, what's the end game? Like, when will they stop? What's the goal? So what is there, like 8 billion people on the planet right now? Okay, so that's just that part of all that's being done to humans on this planet, to we as people, to try and I don't know, destroy, eliminate, minimize. But then we have the disease factor. And, it's just getting to the point where, for me, I'm almost afraid to eat. Because it's like, even if you stop eating meat and you just start eating vegetables and grains, well, they're putting so much stuff in the food and in the farming facilities and things like that, where it's just kind of like, if it's not grown in your own backyard, what do you do? And most people don't own homes with the backyard, because that's a whole nother video on what they're doing with that to keep everybody renting. I think I've said this before, and I'll probably say this a lot. You'll hear me say this a lot, but I'm really sick and tired. I'm over the illnesses and the diseases and so forth. To be honest with you, never in my life have I ever known this many people to die from cancer or be diagnosed with cancer. It was just something that was so rare. It was something that, maybe you would know like one person every couple of years. And now it's just like the common cold. And so I asked myself, like, what changed? Autism, things like that, it's just like the numbers are so high. And for many years, I have been on a quest to try and push people in a more healthier direction. It's very difficult. It's so much easier to just go to CVS or go to Walgreens, or just, go to your local pharmacy or grocery store and just grab a quick relief. That's what we have been trained and conditioned to do. And it's harder to believe in something that's natural. It's harder to believe in something that might take a little longer to relieve the pain, but it doesn't just relieve the pain, it eliminates the pain. It eliminates the problem. That's where my focus lies, in finding a solution to the problem. And I feel like we are all at in a place in the world right now where we need to start to maybe reprogram ourselves. As I've said before in previous videos, we're in a paradigm shift. We're in a whole new place where we're in a place where we've never been before as a planet. And I really believe that things that come from the earth are things that are going to become a necessity. I've heard many people say that the Matrix is crashing, the Babylon is falling, the old ways are not the same ways as, things are just not the same as they once were. And so we're finding new ways of figuring things out. And I feel like this definitely, it's not a new way, but it's the new way, because there's not enough people subscribing to it. And my purpose for this video is because I just want to plant a seed in your mind, right? So we have the fertility, the war on fertility, the war on testosterone. They say that the men, I don't know if it was the men in America, there's a study that shows that men in America right now have the lowest testosterone levels, like in the history of mankind or something like that. Like testosterone levels in men, mainly in America, are at the lowest they've ever been. And to be honest, I blame the food. It's just like I saw a video over in, I believe, Kenya right now, like Bill Gates is over there begging them to let him, to force their farmers to use GMO in their crops. And I believe the Kenyan parliament was like, no, we're not going to be your guinea pigs, Bill Gates. And it's just, that's the scary part, is that a lot of these leaders will so take the bait for some money. And it's like they will literally sell out their country. Not to say this is what Africa is doing, but I'm saying there are so many leaders around the world who will take the money from people like this and not think about the future of mankind. It's like there's a program that I watch called Drain the Oceans. If you haven't seen it, you should just watch one episode. I guarantee you'll be hooked. It's called Drain the Oceans, where they're able to, discover shipwrecks and things that have been underwater for centuries. Then you find out there's like a whole city under the ocean, because now they have this technology where they can go in and take like sonar images of a whole, couple of mile radius of space. Like, that probably didn't sound right, but like a large amount of a huge they could take sonar images of a big space in the ocean, and then the technology that they have can roll back all the water in the ocean in that area, where you can literally see like the Titanic, Atlantis, and you can see what actually blew a hole in the side of it. And it's just so crazy that there were entire cities that were not originally underwater, but due to cataclysmic platonic shifts and earthquakes and things like that, an entire city can be underwater. And it's like, I feel like that's like the same thing that's happening with these politicians taking bribes to destroy the food that we eat. Does that make sense to you? It does. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but Hey, maybe that's why I'm not a leader in another country. Because if I was, I know I'd do a damn good job. But that's, neither here nor there. So back to what I was saying. I think we need to become stronger in our disciplines when it comes to how we care for our bodies and how we value our life. It's like I stopped eating dairy. Someone was sharing with me some information about why it's not healthy to drink milk. And they explained to me how even a baby calf stops drinking the mother's milk after a certain point because it's not healthy. But we're drinking it. I've also seen a lot of videos recently on the internet showing how our meat is being handled at meat processing plants, and which has totally changed my whole perspective on meat. I just think we need to all just be more aware of what we put in our bodies, and we just need to be more aware of our surroundings and the air we breathe and things that, some things we're not in control of, but a lot of things we are. And I just think we really need to be more aware. There are things that you can do to nurture and increase your fertility levels. There are things that you can do to nurture and increase your testosterone levels, your estrogen levels, all the things that your pH balance. Dr. Sebi, that was his whole thing. It was kind of like, if you can get your body to its proper pH balance, then no disease can come near you, can harm you, can enter your body. And, listen, like, I'm not saying don't have a drink every now and then, or, I have a mixed theory on this part, right? It's like people who smoke, people who drink. Okay, do your shit, but at the same time, if you're gonna put bad shit in your body, put good shit in your body, and you balance it out. But if you're gonna just do bad, 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 and no good, 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 then that's diseases. And then, if we think about it, right? They have herbs like damiana, matcha. There's like plants and herbs that actually increase your fertility levels, increase your testosterone levels, estrogen levels, hormone levels. There's even vitamins like vitamin D3 and things like that, taking iron pills. It's like knowing your blood type. So apparently, if you know your blood type, there's certain ways that you're supposed to eat. There's things you're supposed to eat. There's things you're not supposed to eat based upon your blood type. I think those are things we need to look into and be, more aware of. Sometimes when you relocate to a different environment, those are things that you need to, maybe your body can function better in certain environments than it does in other, cold weather, hot weather, things like that, high elevation, low elevation. I can go on and on. You guys know how I am. But listen, I just want us to be more aware and take care of our bodies. Look at your pedigree, your history in your family. See what type of illnesses and diseases might end up in your genetic bloodline, and just start taking preventative measures to avoid it. The body was made to heal itself. The body was made to repair itself. The body was made to function. No, the body is a machine, and you should feed it as such. If you care about yourself, if you love yourself. Listen, this is just my theory. Like, I do plan on, at some point in my life, attempting to go to school to get some type of certification to practice herbal medicine, because it's something that I'm passionate about it. I have been into it for a long time. Listen, you guys might have seen me out at a club having a good time with a drink or two or three or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, when I get home, I'm drinking a cup of tea before I go to bed to try to like get rid of toxins by the morning. you know, I mean, and then, there's even stuff for your skin. Like there's herbs for your skin, like nettle, things like that, that you can just kind of like, ooh, looking a little rough. But I mean, that's just me. And then, and a lot of my friends, everybody around me knows I'm kind of like over the top with the herb. Listen, you guys, the human race is under attack. Men are under attack. Women are under attack. And I really feel like we all need to stick together, share this information, educate one another, and do what we can to save the human race. This is a new paradigm. We are living in a time that we've never, ever witnessed before. I don't think we've ever imagined a time like this. Spread love and be kind to one another. That's why I try to say hi to everyone I meet, because they want to separate us and they want to make us not like each other. The way this world is being divided amongst religion, ethnicity, uh, gender, wealth, whatever, you know, it's a different time. And I think it's really important that we go against the grain in whatever way we can, whatever that means. All right, let's take a breath and say peace.